Here's how you can complete all 8 Dark Ops challenges in a Black Ops 7 co-op campaign and endgame mode. Completing all of them will reward you with the Dark Ops Mastery calling card, as you can see right here, and it's even animated. Nice. So how do you get it? What are the 8 challenges? Well, 3 of them are obtainable in a campaign, so I'm gonna go over them first, and the other 5 are for endgame. So let's start with the first Dark Ops. It's called Absolute Loss. And for this one, you need to defeat Menendez only using the machete killstreak. You can use other weapons to kill normal enemies during the boss fight to defend yourself, but when it comes to Menendez, be sure to only use the killstreak, and you should get it. The next Dark Ops in the campaign is called Green Thumb, and for this one, you need to beat the Nightmare boss enemy in a mission Distortion without taking any damage. So here's the strategy. You want to keep your field upgrade and equipment that you get in the beginning of the mission, the rocket launcher and the molotovs, until the very end, until you reach the boss fight. For the boss fight, I will give you a heads up already. It's okay if you take damage, because you can simply restart the phases should you have messed up and taken damage. But the main idea is that you use the rocket launcher and shoot the spores of the big boss. And then, once a phase is complete, you wanna molotov yourself and die. Then you will respawn in the beginning of this next phase with a fully charged rocket launcher again. And then you wanna repeat that 2 more times. You just need to pay attention not to get hit. But now I will break it down in more detail. From the very beginning, this is the start of the boss fight. I try to keep my distance to the main boss and try not to get hit by his ranged attacks. I'm also at the same time kind of waiting until the dialogue tells me to shoot the spores for the first time. Only then they are visible and can be damaged. But once the game tells me to do that, I pull out the rocket launcher and shoot the spores. After that, the boss will start to be immune, and then you need to kill the other remaining zombies, the parasites, the spiders, and the normal regular zombies. So be sure to pay attention to those too. And don't get hit by the flying parasites, they have ranged attacks too. But once you have dealt with those, the next phase is about to begin, and you are free to kill yourself with molotovs to restart this phase that just started, right, with a fully charged rocket launcher. And again, you want to keep your distance, use the grappling hook as much as you can to escape the boss ranged attacks, and yeah, when the spores are visible, shoot them with the rocket launcher, bring his health down, survive the remaining zombies, and you will start the third phase. There should be gameplay of me completing the final stage on your screen right now, and as you can see, I shoot the spores, no, the heads at this point. With the rocket launcher, I try to save bullets, so I only shoot like 2 or 3 rockets into each mouth. And as you can see, I kill the main boss. The Dark Ops calling card did not pop up after this because it immediately initiated the cutscene, but if you go into your calling card menu, you should see it there. Assuming you never got hit. So really just always molotov yourself should you get hit and restart the phases. For the third campaign Dark Ops challenge, you need to survive the Horde of Fears in the mission Suppression. Now the interesting thing about this one is that I got it immediately after playing the campaign once, so I'm not really sure what the exact requirements are for this, but I would assume that everybody who plays through the campaign or this mission would get it after completing it. I'm not sure if you can actually fail this part of the mission, but I'm gonna assume it's the part where you need to hold out in a cabin in the woods, where a bunch of zombies will try to overrun you and you need to defend yourself. Maybe you need to survive until the very end before you get downed, so I would try to do that, if you have not gotten this calling card already. For the next Dark Ops, you have to play Endgame, and that's the new big open world mode in BO7. For the Dark Ops called Monkeying Around, you need to find and complete a dive course and a parkour course. The good news is that people have found both types of courses around the map already, but the bad news is that this challenge seems to be a bit buggy right now, where people are reporting that they completed both courses and did not get the Dark Ops completion, while others completed just one of them and got the Dark Ops already. So it seems to be very buggy. Anyways, now I will show you both training courses, the one for diving and the one for the parkour, and be warned, the one for parkour is actually quite difficult. There are like 2 jumps into this parkour that are almost impossible to hit. But where even is this parkour, you might be wondering? Well, it's in a cliff town area of the map. As you can see here, tier 1 area. And basically, you want to go up this ladder, and there's an arrow next to it indicating this parkour. And you will hear this initiation sound. And next, you need to stay on top of those red roofs until you reach the end. And the end is on the complete other side of this town on a tower with a flag next to it. But here's me actually doing it for the first time. As you can see, I go up the ladder and begin the course. Then I'm just gonna follow the red roof for now. Yeah, I just wait until the next building is in front of me, then I jump. And here's where it gets difficult because this jump is actually quite hard to hit. And I ended up like looking upwards when jumping to mantle on top of the next roof. The next few jumps are quite easy in comparison. They shouldn't be really a problem. You just wanna make your way like I did onto the next buildings. And then you want to hit this jump too. And this is the final one. You need to get on top of this roof. What I ended up doing is like hitting wall jumps repeatedly to get to the edge. And then there was the reward, this case. And that means also that you completed the course, right? However, I did not get the calling card at this point, so right now I'm going to show you the other diving course. This is where you start the diving course. There should be a statue underwater somewhere where a green marker is next to it. And you need to follow green markers underwater. I'm just going to show you my gameplay, how I did it. The route is always the same, so you always need to follow the exact same path. Just be sure to always stay next to those markers because I think they give you more air while you're swimming. On that topic, I don't know what it is, if that's an end game mechanic or maybe because you're doing this exact trial, you still get some oxygen, even if the oxygen bar is completely gone. And I'm not sure if it's because I hit those symbols while diving or if you just get extra oxygen anyways. But as you can see, I'm following those symbols, and every now and then there will be some white teleportation thing that you need to interact with, and this will bring you to a complete different part of the map where you need to repeat the same thing, following those green symbols underwater, right? So be sure to always hit those as much as possible to refresh your oxygen level. And just continue swimming or diving. And at the very end, it will spawn you next to the lighthouse, and you will need to swim in the direction of this boathouse. And once you reach that and get out, you should get the completion sound and another chest that you can open. And if you're lucky and your game is not bugged, this will also give you the Dark Ops calling card. If you're still struggling, maybe try doing both courses in one game. Maybe that helps. But yeah. The next endgame Dark Ops is called Exotic Arsenal. And for this one, you need to get a kill with 6 different exotic weapons. And you can find exotic weapons in tier 4 on endgame. It's the highest difficulty zone. There you can find it in normal cases or like from elite enemies, or maybe by killing the big boss at the very end. It will also drop an exotic weapon, I think. So be sure to open cases, find exotic weapons, and then just get 6 eliminations with 6 different exotic weapons. Then we have the Dark Ops called Dream Team, and for this one you need to successfully escape Zone 4 25 times. So call in an exfil in the tier 4 zone and yeah, do that 25 times and you get this calling card. The next one is called Overpowered, and in order to complete this one, you need to earn 1 million total power in Endgame. So this one is quite a grind. I'm pretty sure you can do that over multiple games, not in one. You just keep working on grinding power levels and eventually you will get it. And finally, we have the Dark Ops called Pest Control, and you will get this one for defeating Endgame's final boss. At the bottom left of tier 4 on this island, yeah, basically where the last mission is. You want to kill the boss, and in the end, you will get the calling card. I'm sure there are multiple guides out there already covering how to get a lot of power in Endgame and how to defeat the final boss easily. So be sure to look at those too if you need additional help for those. I just wanted to spread the word how you can complete the Dark Ops challenges. And yeah, those are all 8 that you can get in the co-op campaign and endgame. But I hope this was helpful. Subscribe if you want to see more Dark Ops guides, especially for the zombies mode in BO7. I'm still working on those. And yeah, I see you next time. Take care.